Good evening to everybody. Ham Radio Happy Hour Sunday Night Edition. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Thanks for joining. Let's go ahead and switch that over right there, and we are live. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. We've got a happy hour live stream for Memorial Day weekend. I hope everyone's having a good weekend and recovering from Hamvention from last weekend. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Hopefully you guys caught Hayden's stream the last hour on his channel, Ham Radio DX. He talked a lot about his trip to America, his trip through California, and from California via train all the way to Chicago. And it's kind of an interesting story, which I had heard before, or I'd heard part of it before. And glad that he was able to join us at Hamvention. If you missed Hamvention, then you missed Hayden this year, and that was a big miss. So yeah, it was a definitely a good time at Hamvention this year. So, yeah. So I sent an email out earlier today. Now, I've done this before in the past. I have an email list, hamradio2.com/email-sign-up, and I will usually send emails on holidays that say Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Labor Day, Happy Easter, whatever. And Juan Luis, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate you being here tonight. I sent one today that said Happy Memorial Day, and I've got like 5 or 6 veterans replying to me saying you're not supposed to say Happy Memorial Day. Which I don't know if I've ever actually heard that before, but the logic they gave behind the reason for that was sound. It was sound logic behind it, saying that, you know, Memorial Day is a day to remember the people who have sacrificed their lives for the freedoms that we enjoy in this country, which is completely accurate. And we want to be sure to and honestly and accurately represent those people. So I say to you, good Memorial Day. Perhaps happy is not a good intro to Memorial Day, but I am grateful that we live in a country that allowed us to have this day where we could honor the people who voluntarily died for this country and gave us or protected the freedoms that were set up by the U.S. Constitution in 1776. So thank you to everybody who had family that might have sacrificed their lives for this country. And don't take that for granted, no matter however you want to say it to people. Don't take it for granted. Don't get tied up in semantics, too bad. I never get tied up in semantics. I say stuff wrong all the time. About half the time I say stuff wrong on purpose. But regardless, Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully most of you don't work tomorrow. That's why I want to do a happy hour tonight. I always have a good time with these. And thank you to everybody who have had family who've sacrificed for this country in the last 300 years that we've been here. So, onward. Enjoy the weekend, but don't forget to remember 45 Auto. See, a guy with a caliber name for his YouTube handle put it very eloquently. So, yeah, thanks for that. All right, let's bring in the madness. I see some people in the waiting room. Those of you who have YouTube channels, you should have gotten an email with a link to today's Zoom chat. And guess what? You are invited. I see several people in the chat lurking, like Smoke Signals RF, that probably won't join us. But you're welcome to if you want to, buddy. All right, let's just click on this and see what happens. I got to unmute you guys. There we go. Oh, T.O.'s the first one to pop up. I got to turn off my self-view, apparently. Show self-view. There we go. What's up, guys?
Hey, Jason. How's it going?
There
How are you, sir?
I wanted to make sure I got audio in you guys. Everybody doing well?
Yes, sir.
Good. Kat, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a while.
I've been busy. That's what I've been doing. I'm not going to stay on long, guys, because I got to go do my research for my QuickBooks stuff. It's due.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had to do that recently. Yeah. Nobody in this chat is busy at all, so you're the only one who's busy, Kat, in your life this year.
I mean, I'm working 2 jobs. I was juggling 2 jobs.
Only 2?
Only 2. Yeah. Steve up there has like 4 jobs every day. They're all part-time, but still. Yeah, good deal. No, I'm teasing you, Kat, so I'm glad you could join us tonight.
I've just been really, really busy, and it's been very demanding, so.
Yeah, well, good. Well, glad you joined us. I also want to say, I came down with some sort of coughing congestion something. I finally broke down and went to the doctor on Thursday. It started on Tuesday, like the day after. Mike and I got home on Monday, and I felt okay. I had some allergy stuff, which I've had all year. And Tuesday morning, I just kind of started coughing a lot, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. Took some NyQuil, went to bed that night. It was fine. But 2 days later, it was still going. So I went to the primary care, or the Care Now, or whatever the heck they're called up here, and took a COVID test. It was negative. I didn't think I had COVID because I've had COVID before, and it felt different. And they told me it was some kind of infection related to allergies, blah, 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 and gave me some medicine that has not worked yet. So I've had this cough for like the last week that has just not gone away. So I haven't really gone anywhere, because you go out in public and you start coughing your full head off these days, and people look at you like you're about to give them the Black Plague. So I didn't want to go down that road. But that's why I've been... Yeah,
like
see,
that?
like that. Yeah, exactly. So it's
that's the main reason why I've not been working out, is because I've been having that cough. And I've been having plantar fasciitis.
Oh, my wife has that.
And
she's got special shoes for it.
Oh yeah, I've been sleeping with a brace at night. It's been helping.
Good. Well, at least it's helping. But that's what I've got some kind of junk in my chest that I've been coughing up for the last week, almost a week. So
I've been taking Sudafed with chloromethine in it.
I don't. I just take NyQuil usually.
Yeah, that's what I've been taking, and it's been breaking it up.
I just found the biggest drugs that I could find at Walgreens and took that when I was over there before Hamvention. I just wanted to get rid of them, and they were huge, man. The pills were massive.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean those Mucinex pills? They're humongous. They're like horse pills.
Yeah. For sure. But
I hope you didn't.
Welcome
get
to
it from
80
me,
meters
Jason.
in the chat.
Yeah, 80 meters in the chat. So I had a buddy. I had a guy I used to work for a brief period of time, and he would go to Mexico and buy a bottle of penicillin, like 100 pills of penicillin, because it's just over the counter there, and bring them back. You can only bring back so much, so we just buy one bottle at a time. But I always thought that's a great idea. Just pop some penicillin every time you get sick. I'm not allergic to it, and it's like the ultimate antibiotic pill that you can get. I'm like, that stuff actually works really good. So I should do that.
If it's 80 meters in today's Zoom, when you blokes getting your proctology exam books, you got it ready?
Tomorrow.
We're not.
Oh, okay.
No, we're talking about coughs and chest congestion as a result of Hamvention. So it's sort of kind of related. Actually, Hayden kind of let it slip on the stream last hour that he might have brought this cough way from down under. So I don't know if it's actually Hamvention that's infected everybody. I think
you've got a legitimate Australian virus right there.
I know, yeah. I'll take care of it. I should put it in a bottle and save it for next year.
Exactly.
So
we better not say that. We'll be blamed for something there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you remember last year when we went back to Hamvention for the first time post COVID last year, a lot of people came home with COVID the following week, and I was one of those. I had it for like 2 days, maybe 2.5 days, something like that, and then it was bad. It's not the first variant. The first variant of COVID was the worst one. But this was like the 4th, 5th, 6th, whatever it was. So I got over it pretty quick. But I'm just like, this sucks. You go hang out at Hamvention with everybody, and you have to stay in bed for 3 days afterwards. So, but it's at least I didn't get that this time. So I was grateful for that.
I don't know anyone that got among
Oh my God.
our
it
group
is
that
funny.
got COVID. So
Mm-mm.
I think we're all pretty. I think we're all pretty healthy, right, Jason? We're all we're all feeling pretty good.
Feeling pretty
Strapping
good.
hams.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, we got a little lubricated in a couple of nights at Hamvention, and keeps the old joints greased up and whatnot. So sure, yeah.
There was not a lot of sleep. There was not a lot of sleep happening.
Dude,
at
there
all.
was not a lot of sleep happening.
No.
My goodness, no. It was at least midnight, maybe 12:30 every night before I finally turned out the light and laid my head down on the pillow. And it was
Rock
it was,
WW3A. That's awesome.
I saw that comment. We
That's not
had,
a cough. This is a cough.
that's not a cough. This is a cough. We
didn't
had
see that.
it was a bit like that in but you find that like we had that in the Airbnb, and I'm sure everyone else that went to Hamvention with other people. You start talking, and then all of a sudden you look at the clock, and it's like 2:30 in the morning, and you've got to go to Hamvention at like 7 a.m.
right,
you're like,
right.
What am I going to do now?
Stay up.
Oh, no.
APRS. APRS. That's what
Yeah,
you do.
APRS. APRS is
APRS.
good.
I couldn't believe the amount of messages that you had in your inbox, Jason. ACK Jason. You put a picture up of your win. Was it your WinLink inbox?
Oh yeah, it was my WinLink inbox because I didn't check it for 4 or 5 days while I was gone. So
I
it
saw
was
that.
overloaded when I got home.
I saw that.
It was
Yeah.
awesome.
I can check my WinLink inbox right now, and it'd probably have 2 messages, and one of them's from Gaston. So,
Always. Every day.
but yeah, I don't do a lot of WinLink, which I would like to change that. So,
How long have you been saying that?
about WinLink, not very long, but I do I do WinLink. I just don't do it often. I would like to upgrade my usage of it. So I have WinLink all set up. It's my call sign like everything else is. But yeah, so ACK put up a freaking hilarious video. In fact, Dave emailed me a link to that video, and it was titled "Don't Be Like This Guy" with my face on it. And I'm like, and I admit that I saw that, and I'm like, all right, what's this guy talking about now? What's he doing? I was like, what did I do? Did I piss someone off? What did I do? And then no, it was like because he was recording a video from the VHQ Hexbeam guy, which I told all of you to do after Hamcation last February, and he and it was Sunday morning, and I was like lack of sleep, and I just walked up to the table and sat down, and I stayed, he was talking to Dave, and I stayed aside, but apparently I stepped in between him and his camera, and he had issue with that for some reason. And
I can how Jason
know.
doesn't
It
even
was
say anything. He pushes you out the way.
oh no, he
Doesn't-
just pushes me out of the
doesn't
way.
say
Yeah,
a word.
yeah.
Picks
And I
up your
looked at him,
camera
I'm
and
like-
hands it to you.
I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I honestly did not see that camera there. If I did, I would have made a goofy face behind him or something if I would have seen it.
It was early Saturday.
It was
morning. That
early, yeah,
probably an
yeah.
hour and a half before the gates even opened.
Something like that. Yeah,
So,
something like
it
that.
was really early.
And Dave had texted me like 10 minutes before that and said, "Can we get this interview before the show starts today?" And I said, "Sure, yeah, great idea." And that's why I was coming over there. And yeah. So I was like, "Great." I'm just like everybody else at Hamvention at Hamfest, just walking in front of the camera, not paying attention. So, but all in good fun. So not so. What, Scott? What's going on, man? Haven't heard you say anything yet.
Well, I was waiting for an intro. I didn't want to just jump in and.
Everyone, this is Scott. Ham Radio for Non-Techies.
Scott!
Welcome.
No, I'm
Where
doing
were
much
you?
better.
Why weren't you there?
Why wasn't I there?
Yeah.
Well, I had a small thing where I accidentally flipped my truck and broke my neck, so I'm kind of
now
recovering from
now,
that.
Now I feel real bad.
Are you still milking that, Scott?
didn't
Come
know-
on,
I didn't know
man.
that.
Hey. No, I do feel bad though, man. 'Cause you came all the way over here to the States. I got a friend who lives over in Perth that we talk every night. I'd like to meet him someday, but you made this whole trip over here. I couldn't even get up there to come see you. So hopefully next time, or if there is a next time.
Oh, that's okay. I now I feel real bad.
No. You didn't know. You didn't know.
Yeah. How are you anyway? You feeling better?
Yeah, doing better. Every day gets a little bit easier. I'm still
Aces.
trying to, get back in the swing of things. Started doing little yard work here and there, trying to get the house picked up since I don't have a team that does it for me. So if I don't clean it up, it don't get cleaned.
I'm doing that tomorrow.
We had there was a few people that got last minute had to pull out of going to Hamvention. I know Bill from Ham Radio Basics couldn't make it like a few days beforehand.
Oh
wasn't it?
yeah,
'Cause
he
hurt
did
his
a
hand as
horrible
well.
face plant. Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems to work out that way every year. I think was it last year that Jim backed out at the last minute, or was that Hamcation?
It was Hamcation. He left me hanging at the airport.
Right.
Jerk.
Right. Yeah. Yep. So, somebody gifted a Ham Radio 2.0 membership. Look at that.
Aces. Thank you.
Nice.
Oh.
Edward.
Yeah, Edward KA9 KA9EES. It looks like Mike Smith got it. G0. Oh my gosh, I can't read today. G0 RFD. Thank you for the super chat, TC Fitz. You are always a rock star on that. Thank you to the YouTube channel members. And saw yours up there, Edhem, $3 super chat, and then Smoke Signals RF. So thanks for the support, guys.
Do you get jet lag traveling back to Texas as well? Do you? You seem like you're running like me at the moment.
It's like a whole country away.
It's like, actually, so the drive from where I live to Hamvention is about 16 hours with no stops. It took us about 18 to get there. And you don't cross into Central. You're in Central Time Zone the whole time until you get into Ohio. And 30 minutes after you cross the Eastern Time Zone in Ohio and cross into Ohio, 30 minutes later you're at Hamvention. So I'm like, the whole trip is in the same time zone I'm in. So it's almost like I didn't even remember that last time. I thought it was like I thought you'd cross into Eastern Time Zone a long time before that, but it's not even really that far away as far as time zones go. But that is there's no.
We had the same, didn't we, Steve?
Say that again, Hayden.
We had the same, didn't we? All the way from
from Chicago.
Yeah. It was like
it took me like 6 hours to get down to Chicago to pick you up, and then another 5 hours to get to Dayton, and it went by fast, mostly because of the 1 hour time difference. I was like, "Ooh, bonus! We get there an hour sooner."
Yep,
still took the same amount of time.
Didn't feel like a long road trip though. Did it feel like a long road trip for you, traveling from Texas?
Good company makes road trips very fast.
That's why. Yeah. That's my problem. I got Mike with me the whole time. That's why.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why it seems to take 3 days.
Yeah.
It's triple the time.
I wish he was here. I would say that if he was here. So I don't know where he's at.
Was he talk non-stop the whole time from the time you get in the car to the time you get out?
Was he what?
Does he talk the whole time you're driving?
No, he actually does. Well, no, he actually doesn't. He's not a big talker normally. But he does not see, I think I like quiet. And when I'm driving, I just kind of I'm like, the wind's blowing. I can hear the hum of the engine. I can hear the road noise. I can hear the wind blowing. I'm like, this is just kind of serene to me. I'm just like in my zone there. But he wants to play Guns N' Roses at a decibel that's not made for humankind. And not that there's anything wrong with that. And, I like some Guns N' Roses, but he can't stand it if there's not constant music going all the time. So
I kind of like.
I mean, that's the reason why he's got AirPods, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess he could do the earpod thing, but
I mean, he does have AirPods. Just saying.
He does. I know he does.
I love silence.
Yeah. I love silence too. So in fact, the reason I don't listen to the radio, this is an actual hen radio story. I stopped listening to the radio in my car years ago when I put my first ham radio. Actually, it might have been when I put my first CB in the truck, because I was listening to specific repeaters or frequencies on CB or whatever, and I didn't want to miss anything. So I just kind of formed this habit of not ever turning on the radio because I'm listening to the two-way radio rather than the car stereo. Now, I was listening to the two-way radio this trip, sharing my All-Star node for the whole trip up there, and 6.52, we were listening to that, and we heard a little bit of activity, not really hardly anything at all. So I try to But I like to monitor 6.5 too when I'm on road trips, and if I actually hear anything, then I will respond to people. But and we were doing the whole APRS thing back and forth. Mike was sending me messages, and I'd hear my radio ding, and I'd look over, and I'm like, okay. So he's sitting right there and talking about how much he doesn't like APRS. So
I got a QSL card for him sending me APRS messages.
Right.
Really?
Nice. Yeah. I think that 6.45 is the new 6.52 because when we're at Hamvention, when Carlos jumped out of the plane, the pile up on that frequency was insane.
Yes.
The amount of people on that frequency.
Yeah. I agree. That was similar happenings at Huntsville last year when he did the jump, and that was fun to see, and it was fun that he I don't know if y'all saw this or not, but Sunday morning he did a youth only thing, and Good Game was out there in the front of the building 2, I think it was.
Yeah.
And said, okay, we've got a super secret They changed frequencies. We're just going to do a youth frequency, and Carlos is going to jump. And I didn't.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, that was a cool thing to see. So, but yeah, so all good memories, all good stuff. So,
yeah, I really enjoyed all the videos you guys put out while you're up there at the Ham Fest. It was kind of like being there with you without having to go through all the crap of driving there.
yeah.
It looks like you had there's a lot of good stuff, a lot of good vendors, a lot of new products that came out. Yeah, it looked like a great time.
Yeah. This is the first Hamvention that I can recall, and somebody can correct me if you want to, where it didn't rain at all during the show. The only time it rained, I think it was Friday night. It rained. It was like freaking midnight. We were driving back from the Airbnb to our campsite at the fairgrounds, and it started raining on us. But by the time we got back to the campgrounds, everything was completely bone dry. It hadn't rained there at all. So we went to bed, woke up the next morning, everything was soaked, which means I was really tired because I usually wake up to rain, and I heard nothing that night. So it rained that night. That was early Saturday morning, I think it was.
Saturday morning early, it was raining, and then it was like probably 45 minutes before the start of the show, it completely cleared up.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was like God said, okay, you guys can have Hamvention. That's okay with me this year. So it was pretty well timed rain, and it didn't make the flea market into a mud pit. It didn't rain that much. So, it was the grass was wet, but that was really kind of it. So,
Friday was hot. Friday was really hot.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was just you, Hayden.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, it was hot for Ohio. In Texas, that wouldn't have been that hot.
Oh, Ohio.
Ohio.
What? How warm does it get there in Tasmania, Hayden? I mean, like during your summer, how warm does it get?
Oh, hang on, I need to bring up a temperature
Celsius to Fahrenheit converter.
He's doing.
I'm gonna say thing. Hottest is 90s, but on average 75 is my guess.
What a poor soul. What a poor person.
Yes, Teo's pretty much on the money.
Because Hayden and I we have opposite latitudes.
Yeah, we sometimes will hit 100 in the middle of summer. So we might get maybe 1 or 2 days at 100, but apart from that, yeah, it's probably averages between 75 and 90, something around there.
What 100 degrees Fahrenheit is what in Celsius?
37.
Okay.
37 degrees.
Okay.
So I left Chicago in shorts and a t-shirt yesterday, and it was hold on, I'm doing the conversion. I'm doing it.
He's wearing a jumper now.
It was about 70
jumper.
It was about 75, and then I get off the plane, and it's like 50. It's like absolutely freezing, and I'm like, oh, what have I left?
Come to Houston in August.
Right. Yeah. Right. Very true.
When it's 117 outside and 130 in your car.
Yeah,
that's what we have the north for, Scott.
Is that dry or is that humid?
Oh, that's humid.
That's humid. Yeah. Houston is humid.
Okay,
for sure.
You can literally bake cookies on the dashboard of your car in a Texas summer.
Yeah, it's a bit like
awesome.
It's a bit like that in
Queensland.
The morning. It's a bit like that in Queensland.
Lunchtime.
People cook eggs on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is a thing. That
Yep.
is a thing in some places, but that's good. Jason, you're not saying. Did you just put that shirt on? I saw you walk off camera a minute ago, or did you?
No, he's had it the whole time.
Has he had it the whole time? Okay.
It's green
the
screened
thrift
on.
store shirt.
The thrift store shirt.
The
Yeah.
thrift store shirt.
This was in the bargain bin.
Nice.
Yeah. I bet it was.
Was it $2?
I think
Yeah,
it was 99 cents.
you
99
still-
cents?
No, it was
That's
a giveaway.
bargain.
Good
You still
goodwill
overpaid.
donation. Yeah.
I was thinking $2 for inflation, you know.
I got one of these on the weekend too. That was pretty cool.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Nice. Cool. But yeah, so what's what's going on, Jason? What's up with you?
APRS messages are maddening with a radio. They make
I
absolutely 0 sense.
So let's hold that thought because I want to well, it still says it's live. Because I want to make sure we get this on video.
It's back. It's back for me, I think. Yeah.
Is it back?
Just came
Yeah,
back.
it's back. It's back now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's back.
And we're back.
Back.
Stream
okay,
is
okay.
back.
Okay, it's
Kyle,
okay.
what did you do?
I was hoping it would catch up with itself. It was Kyle. Yeah, I clicked
Kyle
allow
was the
Kyle
problem.
into the stream, and Kyle fixed everything for me. So yeah.
Zwickle.
All
So
right.
I went last Saturday and got part 1 of 2 for the tattoo of my dad for my dad.
Uh-oh.
Oh
Awesome.
yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
I remember you talking about that a while back. So
What was the go with APRS, Jason? With messages, sorry.
all right, so yeah, okay. That's
What
a
did we-
thing. And I spoke to John Crook at the Yezu dinner on Saturday night, and I told him, I was like, you're not the first one to say that, obviously, Jason. So I'd like to know what your thoughts are. But I told him, I said, let's get you back on the live stream and let's do a deep dive into just APRS on that radio. So that's probably gonna a Wednesday live stream thing. But tell me what your frustration. I know what mine is. Mine is sending messages or replying to messages seems to be a total pain.
Well,
But-
there's 2 big things. First of all, they removed the QWERTY keyboard. So,
Yes.
and they just have this, everything's in order keyboard, which is maddening if you do any amount of typing.
Yeah.
But then to send a message, it's just a constant back and forth between multiple buttons to try to get, or multiple presses on the 2 right knobs to get it to actually go to where you want to. Josh, HRCC did a video where if you type out your message and you click the back button, which is what you use in any other instance to get backwards on the radio,
Yeah.
it drops your message. If you don't
It's not
long
very
press,
intuitive.
yeah, if you don't long press the top right button, then your message is it's gone. I don't
And
know.
the FTM 500.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is there no
so-
way to attach like a Bluetooth keyboard to it?
Nope.
I believe you can attach a Bluetooth keyboard to it. Yes, I believe you can. If I remember correctly, I think we talked about that when I had John on the stream the first time. I'm pretty sure you can. It's possible I'm thinking of another radio, but I'm pretty sure you can attach a Bluetooth keyboard to it. The QWERTY keyboard is something that came up during that same stream where he came on and we were kind of introducing it the first time. And that's a question or a complaint that came up the first time. I suspect that can probably be repaired via firmware in a future release because a lot of people
absolutely it can be.
yeah, a lot of people are complaining about that, so I would like to see that come back as well. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, and I don't get the whole big knob thing, the tuning knob. I never had an issue tuning my 400.
I didn't.
If it was
Uh,
SSB, man,
re-
it would be perfect.
Big
Right.
knob
Yeah,
energy.
yeah, obviously for SSB, but in this case, remove the knob and give me some screen real estate back.
Right.
right.
How do
That's
you
why
how
I'm-
do you find? Do you find though the speaker in the head and the one cable to the head good?
Yes.
Yeah, no, the sound quality on it is spectacular.
Mhm.
So
It
I
is
definitely
really
like
good.
it. And I like the fact that the speaker is in the head and that I can attach the mic to the head. Because
Yes.
I usually run the main bodies under the seat of my vehicle. And in the past, I've had to run external speakers up to the dashboard so that I could hear those radios. Once you
Yeah.
took it underneath the seat, there's no way to hear it. But that
No.
one is still perfectly hearable in, with it coming through that head unit. So
And you can actually
that's
attach
a big plus.
You can actually attach an external speaker to the head also, so that you don't have to use the internal speaker. I use the internal speaker on the head. I've been really happy with it. I agree with everything you just said. But if you're just an external speaker guy and you want to plug in an external speaker, you don't have to run a long extension cable to the radios in the back seat like you do on the FTM 300, my previous FTM 300, because you can plug that into the head also. So I thought that was a cool feature.
I
will say, if you don't have a 2-meter mobile, get that one.
Yeah. It's pricey. It's a pricey 2-meter mobile, but it's the only true 2-meter mobile. Okay. It's the only full power mobile radio that does true APRS right now. That's in production.
2 meters, 70 centimeters, 2 meters and 70.
Right, correct.
Not just two. Yeah.
No, not just two. Yeah, you're right. Jason, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, so one other little quirk that I ran into, and I had to go back and actually read the manual a little bit to try to run this one down. The volume for A and B were locked together, so I couldn't adjust them independently. And come to find out, that's when that AESS or whatever Yaesu calls it is engaged. If you turn that off, then you get independent adjustment. But if that's on, your B follows whatever A is set to.
And I had mine, and I had mine set that way, and I knew I had to fix that prior to driving Mike to Hamvention because I had APRS on the bottom band, and you couldn't turn it down. Yeah. So it was like, I was like, I don't want to listen to Mike complain and bitch about that the whole way to Hamvention.
How did that go again? How did that go, Jason? What did that
Well, the best is when he said he had to drive Mike to Hamvention, like drive him as Daisy.
Right, yeah.
Mike's in the back, No,
Mike was running behind him, remember, on the APRS.
That's right.
Hey, Jason, if you go into the APRS settings and you go to APRS ringer, you can turn all those beeps and bobs off.
Yes, but I figured that out later. But the problem is that you still hear if you've got the volume turned up, you hear the APRS packets coming from the other radios.
No. So go turn on APRS mute. That's what
the mute does.
Settings.
Okay.
Yes.
See, I always thought the APRS mute should mute the beeps and the beeps and with the packets and the messages and whatnot. But I always thought that those terms were a little bit ambiguous.
Or set your CTCSS to something other than 100. And that will mute all of the beeps and the bloops.
Yeah, run voice alert or something on another.
Yeah, unless Jim's on the frequency, and then it's all censored.
So
if Jim's on the frequency, I'll just be listening to APRS on 6.52.
So
with a bunch of bleeps.
Yeah.
So APRS mute is actually like a band B mute. It actually mutes the other side of the radio that you're running APRS on.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that what it does? Okay. See, I thought, but it doesn't mute the beeps though, the notification beeps. Jason's right. If you go in the APRS ringer and you got to turn the ringer off for everything, for like weather alerts, direct messages, station alerts, whatever.
My position, all that sort of stuff.
And that's what it took me a while to figure out.
Also, if you've got the ringer off and APRS mute on, but someone calls you and you've got voice alert engaged. If someone calls you with that tone of 100, you will hear it on your speaker or come through your speaker, even though you have everything else muted.
Okay.
Which is good. That's what you want.
Yeah,
right?
correct. I mean, if someone calls you, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, so one other thing is if someone is within simplex range of you and beacons APRS, you will actually hear their packet come through.
Oh, that's good too.
Simplex. Okay.
So rather than a digi.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Look
simplex.
Look at him smiling here. It's already bleeped.
He's heard you talking smack.
Yeah. We said Jim's name a couple times, and he had to show up. So
I want everyone to know that I was displayed incorrectly in the media. I'm really a sensitive some bitch, and I don't cuss that damn much.
Yes.
You're talking about 5.2, right? You're talking about that debacle.
Yeah.
What? I know nothing.
Yeah. No.
Hey, your 500
beacons on 5.2.
Didn't you realize that to switch VFOs, they've switched the button or the button functionality or something?
Yeah, that was us.
Yeah.
The button functionality.
So instead of a VFO and a B VFO like on the 400,
like every other radio.
Yeah, like every other radio.
I never had a 400.
They shifted the paradigm, and
yes, yeah.
You have a band, you have a main band and a sub band.
Correct.
Kind of deal.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange.
Yeah, it warms my heart
That's
to know
good.
that you guys watched my live stream with John like 3 weeks ago, because we talked about all that, and apparently you didn't know that, but that's okay. It's
I didn't know
all right.
that.
I was traveling.
But no, Hayden has an excuse.
Oh.
I was
I was
thinking
watching
of it.
Hayden travel.
No,
Yeah,
that was something. Yeah, that was something I noticed right off. Your top band is always your main band. So when you switch to the bottom band, it doesn't highlight the bottom band. It just switches the bands so that your top band's always highlighted.
So if you turn off,
Tio and I both were like, okay, how do we can't
WTF, man?
I like it. I like it. Once I figured out what was going on, out what was going on, I'm like, I like that, because if I'm driving, I'm always looking in the same spot for whatever band is active, instead of saying which one's active. Oh, there it is. That kind of thing. So
if
six one half dozen the other, but I kind of like it.
If you have APRS on your other band and you go and switch it to, say, a voice frequency, you have to go back in through all the menus to turn off that voice, APRS mute and all that sort of stuff to actually use it. Do you have to do it, or is it smart enough to realize what the APRS frequency is?
I haven't tried that.
No,
I haven't tried that either. I just set the
haven't tried
APRS
that
frequency and forgot it.
But why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you turn that off if you're just using the radio in FM mode or system fusion mode?
What if you want to listen to 2 repeaters or monitor 2 repeaters rather than running APRS on the other side?
But you wouldn't have the alerts. You wouldn't have the APRS alerts going off, right? Because you would be on another frequency. Or am I missing the question?
No. So Jason said that to mute the APRS packets and the audio from the APRS packets, there's an option to turn APRS mute on. If you then switch to a voice frequency, does that then mute the voice until you actually turn that off?
No, I don't think it would. The only thing
I
you'd
don't
have
think
to
so.
worry about was turning off the APRS modem itself, or you'd be beaconing out on the repeater frequency.
On 5.2, yeah.
Right.
Okay, one time, man. One time.
Yeah,
Okay.
the radio does not know.
That's all it takes.
The radio does not know what the APRS frequency is. You have to be smarter than the radio.
But as soon as you turn the TNC off, then it does.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
And
Okay,
there is an official, I don't know what it is. There is an official 440 frequency where you could beacon APRS from 440 as well.
You
So
beacon
you can
APRS.
turn
Well,
it
and
to 440 and
sometimes
do that.
if you're in a small group, maybe off-roading or something, you might want to run on something other than the primary frequency.
Correct.
Right.
Yes. Right. Right.
We've got a 6 meter APRS frequency, and I'd always thought about building a 6 meter APRS network. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
Mm.
We, my buddy Kent and I, who I haven't talked to in a while, but we used to do APRS on 220, and we would just beacon to each other. And at 220 is such a low noise floor band that we could get a pretty good range in simplex. And then all you got to do is build an iGate out of a 220 radio with a Raspberry Pi connected to it, and you could shoot that into APRS.FI, and you'd be connected with everyone else. So I always thought that'd be a fun thing to do, just for the heck of it. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing that says you have to be on 144.39. In fact, I don't even know if it's that same frequency in other countries. If we were to drive into Canada,
Europe's different.
I'm sure Europe is different. Yeah,
it's 145, 175 down here.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
I think Europe is 144.800.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the radio doesn't know. The radio.
New Zealand's APRS is on a repeater input frequency in Australia. So when tropospheric ducting happens, we hear APRS coming through the voice repeaters over here.
That was a smart move.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. So here's something. So Ham Radio Crusader is in the chat. And I saw a video from him pop up today, and it said, and then now this is a thing right here. Have you successfully encoded DTMF into your All-Star node or Echo Link? My DTMF encode characters seem to be incorrect. And that's something I noticed on the 500. If you hold down the mic and press in DTMF, the tones you hear are not the right tones for the 1, 2, 3, 4 through 0 keys. So there's got to be a setting in there somewhere. And I didn't watch Crusader. I didn't watch his video, but he did a video on how to do this, and I think maybe he fixed it.
How can the
I don't know.
tones not be correct? What?
I don't know. They don't sound correct to the naked ear, and if you try to key All-Star with it, All-Star does not respond. So I'm guessing they're not correct. So there's got to be a reason behind that.
Based on a closed ear.
Right. Yeah.
Is this automatic automatic sending, or is this manually pressing?
No, manually pressing in there.
Because we found
on commando, Kyle.
Because when we were driving back to Chicago, we had Steve's 7100 kept missing the 0, and so what we did was we slowed the DTMF sending time down, and it got it, and it was fine. But if it's manual,
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But if it's manual, it should be fine. But I know
you can't push them as fast manual as you can through the keyer.
No.
All-Star's DTMF decoder, I think, doesn't expect super fast DTMF tones because
he's saying he can't get either manual or auto to work. And I didn't try auto, but I couldn't get manual to key. What I did was I turned the volume down on my FTM 500, and I turned the volume up on my ID 5100, and I did the auto, and that's how I got my All-Star to connect. Because I couldn't, because if you type in 43136, which is my All-Star hub, on star 3, 43136, on the 500, and then on the 5100, right next to each other, do it one then the other, you'll hear that it's different. It sounds different.
So what you need to do is go into the All-Star CLI and key those radios and see what the tone All-Star is decoding as that tone, right? So if you press down a 4 on one radio and it comes up as a 4, and then you press down a 4 on the other radio and it doesn't decode, I would check like the output settings of that radio to make sure that one, you're not overdriving it, right? Yeah. And I don't know why you would, but then I always thought DTMF tones were standard tones.
Me too.
Across the world.
They are. Lee is saying they are.
All-Star's
I thought they were.
All-Star's using an Asterisk PABX, so it should be able to read the DTMF
exactly.
tones.
It's a worldwide standard because of the telephone system, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just telling you that to me it sounds like it's typing the wrong tones when I'm hitting the keys on the microphone, and I could not get it to work on my All-Star node. That's where my knowledge ends right there. I haven't done any further testing.
I had a
Crusaders in the chat saying that he's have the same issue. So that was another question I was going to ask John next time I talked to him.
I had a Yaesu FT 8900 that was sending the wrong tones, but that's because I dropped Coca-Cola in the microphone. So
whoops. Well, that'll do it.
Cherry stuff.
So I'd press 7 and it would send a 6.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Lee's probably got it right with the decoding time. Yeah. Short decoding times, I don't think it'll work very well.
because whenever we play Newsline on our repeater, if the guys and the gals press those tones quickly, it won't register. You have to hold that thing down for a second, right? But that's a Cat 1000 repeater, so different.
Don's got a point too. There's more than one just through 9. There's star, hash, A, B, C, and D as well, I think.
Right.
Well, I've got star 3 4316 saved as a saved memory in my ID 5100, and when I go into save DTMF and hit transmit, it does it pretty quickly, and I've never had a problem connecting to All-Star with that. So I don't know if it's sending it quicker over the speaker than it is actually sending the time. I don't know if it can do that or not, but it does star 343136 pretty quickly from the ICOM, and I've never had a problem with it. So take that for what it's worth. That's just the facts that I have in front of me. So there's something weird about the Yaesu, and that was another question I was going to ask John, because I'm like, it shouldn't. Especially with a Yaesu radio, which has a port on the back of it, for a data port on the back of it, which the FDM 500 does. That shouldn't be such a big deal, but for whatever reason, I can't get mine to work.
Are you using a DVI to HDMI adapter on that? Because that is not supported.
Right.
They should have just put a USB port on and just plug a keyboard in.
Yeah, I get it. I haven't even hooked up my data port on my FTM 500 because it's in the truck. I don't have any reason to do data in the truck right now. But
Can you interface to the full TNC in it using the data port on the back?
does a 500 have a full TNC?
Yeah, I think you can get data out of it, which
Right.
was the case with the 400. I'm not sure you can get data in.
Yeah.
So it's not like the Kenwoods that had a full TNC when you plug into it using USB.
No.
I don't believe it is. No, that's the cool thing about the D74 and now the new D75 radio. Those have a fully accessible.
I don't understand why,
TNC, but
like 10 years after those radios come out, we don't have a fully accessible TNC using a USB plug.
I've been
Like,
asking that question for 10 years.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially at the price point it's at.
It's like real easy to do, surely.
I mean, we can't even get USB-C on everything. Come on.
Well,
Right.
We can on Quanshangs and Baofangs now.
oh
Right.
yeah. Fang must have bought the rights to USB-C and HDMI. That's why. And
We'll have a Baofeng with HDMI output that
Baofeng with
displays
HDMI.
the frequency. Baofeng.
That's funny.
Baofeng. Baofeng.
But,
Baofeng.
Baofeng. But
I can't tell if ACK Jason is frozen or nah. He's come good now.
no,
he's
he's
not
good.
frozen.
Yeah, he's good.
Holding the pose for a very long time.
He used to work in Vegas as one of those people that just
There
stand
you
on
go.
the side of
He's
the
doing
street.
it again.
It's
He's
a
doing it
weekend
again.
mime.
Yeah,
If he's doing
Yeah,
it,
yeah. He's doing it on
serious at
purpose now
Yeah,
that
he's
now that you said that.
it's his part-time job in Tennessee, in Nashville. He works in Nashville as a mime.
But all he does is tell kids to stay still the whole day, all day long while he's trying to take pictures of them. So he's like, do this.
Right.
Now he's perfected it.
Oh dear.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. But yeah.
Scott says in the chat, Yasu uses a packet algorithm, not a TNC. Ah, right.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but still, I'm still fairly happy with that radio. I upgraded my 300 and got the 500, and the 500 does 3 things that the 300 doesn't, which is plugs microphone in the head. That's the biggest one to me.
Oh my God. Yes.
The
It
screen
took
is bigger
30
than
years to get there.
Yeah.
Something the Kenwood had 10 years ago
Yeah.
again.
yeah. The screen
Well,
is
see,
bigger.
the older,
yes.
see the
The
older
screen is bigger
Yasu.
and
I don't understand. So the older Yasu radios, so the 8800, the 8800, the 7800, the 8900, all had one cable to the head, and then
Yes.
they went to the 400, and you needed 2 cables,
2 cables.
and now they've gone back to one cable.
Now the 500 has a smaller screen than the 400 by a little bit, but it's also upgraded technology, and I honestly think it looks just fine. I was a little concerned that I was stepping down with the real estate size, but I haven't noticed any problems.
I never owned a 400, but I have a 300, and I bought a 200 just because I wanted to do a video on it, and I ended up selling it. And then I got the 500, and I liked the 300. I think it worked very well. It was easy to use. The screen was a little small, but so I've upgraded. I've upgraded my Yaesu screen from 300 to 500, so I'm happy. I never liked the 400 for reasons that I shared earlier. Some of you at Hamvention, but I've been very happy with the 500 overall. I think it's got stuff that the other 3 radios should have had from the get-go myself.
The screen is the best part of the 400, though. Like that's a
Yes, the
Yeah.
screen size.
Yeah.
And the downside to the 500, in my opinion, and they probably did it because of screen real estate size. The 500 has what I call 891 style menus in it, as opposed to the touch screen that you have on a 400. I mean, it's touch screen, but it's that.
If you got fat
enumerated-
fingers, you're not typing anything, right?
No, not really.
Right.
No.
What significant upgrades does the 500 have the 400 didn't, besides the 1 cable versus 2 cable?
The
Front firing
AESS
speaker in the head.
Front firing speaker.
In the head.
It'll do.
I use an external speaker on mine anyway.
It'll do. Well, you don't need a cable for it now.
Yeah.
An extra cable for it now.
Right.
You don't even need the external speaker
You
anymore.
don't need the
Right.
external speaker, and it
Mic
has
in
a
the head.
speaker coming out of
It'll do.
out
If
of
you
the
care
base
about
and the front.
if you care about this sort of thing, it'll do YSF on both top and bottom band now.
Yep.
Which everything since the
PMG.
400, everything since the 400 will do that. What would you say, Jason?
PMG
The PMG,
function?
yeah.
Yep.
I thought that was a little bit. When I first heard about PMG, I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of neat. I'll never use it. I use that all the time. I use that all the time. I use it on my FTM 6000. I use it on my FT5. So I think that PMG function is actually pretty cool.
I haven't used it yet, but I don't have a whole lot.
What is that?
On a giant knob as well. That's the other thing. It's
The
got.
giant knob.
Yeah.
Programmable memory group, I think is what it stands for. Basically, it's a group of 5 frequencies, repeater or simplex, however you want to do it, digital or analog, that you can program into the radio that it monitors for you. So it's like a quick scan list almost.
That's cool. I don't think my
And,
400 has that, right?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I think that came out in the
No, it
300.
doesn't.
I think so. So
cool.
yeah, it's fun. I put 5 frequencies into my FTM 6000, and I just hit PMG scan, and I just let it sit there. So, and if 6.2 pops up, then great. If the local repeater pops up, then great. Then it's all right.
So
there,
can you
but-
PMG with a fusion frequency too, or is
Yep.
it just you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's really handy when you're traveling
Yes.
because you may not want
Agreed.
repeaters from that, say from Hanvention plugged into your radio full time,
Right.
but you can program just quickly just for the trip and leave them there. And then when you're headed home, swap back to your regular frequencies.
Now,
Okay.
now there's an idea, Jason. Getting a radio that connects to the internet that automatically downloads all of the repeaters from Repeater Book and puts them in a scan group as you drive through past them.
ICOM did it.
Did they? Did they do
Yeah.
it? Is that digital or is that analog as well?
Yes, both.
I think you could do
Both.
both.
You
Yeah,
can do
I
both.
believe so.
Yeah, it'll download D-Star repeaters and
That's cool.
and analogs. The 5100 does that. I'm sure the 7100 does that.
But how does it get it into the radio? You connect Bluetooth to your phone and it downloads
Because it
that way?
downloaded ahead of time.
You've downloaded the
Oh.
database.
You have to put it on it. You have
already.
to. You have to put it
No,
on a
I'm
micro
talking-
SD card and put it in
Yeah.
the radio.
I'm
and
talking
then,
real
but
time.
it changes what's active as you travel with the
I mean,
GPS settings.
imagine, Hayden, we had a method that you could connect a radio to like a connected device, and then you just have a program and you tell it. Maybe there was like satellites that we could put up in the air to say where you are in the earth, and then whenever you get into a certain location,
That's just crazy talk.
it
And imagine
pushes those
like
frequencies to
witchcraft.
the. I just
Imagine if your eyes couldn't see the screen and you could plug it in with one cable that's small into a
Right.
bigger screen.
imagine a world
Imagine.
where
in a world.
you could program your radio via your phone.
I mean, the speaker upgrade, Scott, the speaker upgrade is worth half the cost of admission at least. Because I don't have to fool with an external speaker. I don't have to run a wire for an external speaker. And then you can run, and if you don't want to turn off the one in the back, you can.
Well, the 400s you can't buy anymore, right? So you're kind of
That's
stuck
correct. I
with the
think it's out
500.
of production.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when I had my 300 in the truck, I had 3 cables, and I have. You guys have seen my setup
Yep.
in the truck where I've got my.
I didn't
my-
watch the video.
I missed that one too.
It's all right. It doesn't surprise me. So I've got my screen set up right here, and I got a crew cab truck, and I've got all my radios mounted behind the back seat. So I had 3 cables running
Yep.
from my 300 to the back. My control cable, my external speaker, and my microphone cable.
Yep.
And the microphone and external speaker cables were not long enough by default, so I had to buy extensions for them to run them by themselves. So to me, the 500 having one cable into the microphone into
awesome.
the head, and then one control cable to the back. That's what did it for me. I'm just like, yep. I'm
I
switching.
think we discussed this over the weekend, didn't we? You were going to do an updated video on your mobile setup in your vehicle because I don't think you've done one for a while. I'd be interested in seeing that. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
did.
I'm sure
Seriously, I put it
I
up the week
watched it.
before Hamvention.
Did you? I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you said. Sorry, maybe you said you did. Yeah.
No, I said I did.
I
Yeah.
watched it.
Yeah.
Jason, I'm a fan. I watched it.
Good. Thank
Oh
you,
my
Steve.
God.
Thank you,
Can you
Steve. I
suck
appreciate
up?
Supporter.
that. Yeah.
Jeez, the
I
gushing on this happy
Right?
hour is like
Ah,
out of
I
control.
appreciate that, Steve. Yeah. Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I watched your video, Kyle. I watch yours.
Maybe it hadn't
Oh,
premiered in
thanks.
Australia yet. Maybe watch my channel tomorrow, Hayden. It might pop up for you then. I don't know how delayed things are in Australia.
Yeah,
So,
we're a bit
They just
slow
got
down
Doogie Howser down there, so it might be a little while.
here. We're getting windy soon, so we'll be good.
By the
Yeah.
way, Hayden, your little video when you guys were sitting down eating all the Australian food, I found my new favorite.
Oh my
Look at
God,
that.
Aren't they
Dude,
great?
Yeah,
that's
I got. There's a place here I can get them all the time, so I buy like 30 packs of them.
That's a different. That's a different
Awesome.
package. That's different packaging. Where's
It
that
looks like
actually?
different- yeah.
This
Where's
is the
that
original.
from? But where's it from? Does it say where it's packaged and from on the back?
You can get them at World Market. If you have a World
Amazon
Market,
sells them
yeah.
too.
That's why I gave him his World Market.
Yeah,
Because N8YO got them from Amazon, and when he posted a photo up, they were different packaging again too.
yeah.
Yeah, they're about $30 for 4 packs on Amazon. I'm not sure I liked him.
$30.
These are like
yes.
These are like $5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$5.
There's a World
Oh,
Market in
I'm gonna
St.
have to-
Louis. And
I'm gonna have to go into
have
importing
them.
them for you, guys.
Kyle, I'm going to need you
Export
to
it.
make a run by that, and I will change. We will exchange Sundrop for Tim
So
Tams.
here's the thing.
at
So
Huntsville.
Hayden can come to Hamvention every year and bring Tam Tams, and Kyle can come and
Tam
bring Sundrop, and we'll just have an exchange party every year.
Deal.
Well,
So, yeah.
So you remember that VK3 guy that you met at Contest U, Kyle?
Yeah.
He brings literally 14 kilos worth of Tim Tams to Hamvention every year, and
like a drug.
they go.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll send you my address.
right?
Yeah.
I'm getting a diabetes just listening to this.
That was
Now,
one
look,
of the
Diabetes.
My
So-
buddy over in
Diabetes.
Perth. My buddy that lives over in Perth. He told me it's a trick. Those things are like they're like rectangular. It says you
Yes.
bite off one corner here and one corner on the opposite side, and you can suck milk through it and make
Straw.
chocolate milk.
Yes. We because it was a bit hectic at the Ham Tubers HQ at the Airbnb. That was one thing that I did forget to show you guys that you could do is you can suck milk.
I
through
mean,
them.
I'm thinking you may have a problem if you're
no,
mainlining
it's good.
milk
It's
through your Tim
fantastic,
Tam.
Jim. It is fantastic because it comes out. It's milk one end and then it's chocolatey at the other end. Just think about it. Yeah.
Even better if you put Milo in it first.
No, it gets clogged. It gets clogged.
They clog it
Yeah,
up.
my pack of Tim Tams didn't last long enough to try that little theory out.
Well,
See,
hey,
I was telling my wife about that night because she didn't. I guess she doesn't subscribe to your channel, Hayden, but because she subscribes to most of y'all's channels, believe it or not. She's always
why don't-
asking me about Mike's videos, and I'm like, "Why are you watching Mike's videos?" But anyway, so
Is she watching the stream right now?
She's
Is
what she was a minute ago. She's probably on
subscribed to
there.
Ham Radio DX Mrs.
Right,
2.0, please.
Yeah, but I was telling her about that night, and I said, yeah, we tried Vegemite, and she was like, I wondered if you tried that. What did you think? And I'm like, it's like unsweet molasses with a lot of freaking. It's like I told her what I told her. It was like it's like a thick soy sauce. It's like soy sauce, like you
See-
put on Asian food, but then you make a thick version of it so that it's like the consistency of honey, but it tastes like soy sauce.
You're not
I'm
supposed to
gonna-
make a sandwich out of it.
I'm gonna. Oh, she's there. There you go.
She's there.
She's
She's there.
subscribed. I'm gonna have to come back because when we did the Vegemite thing, unfortunately, the toast was really cold and
Yeah.
it wasn't really
Yeah.
really how you're supposed to have it. So some people thought it was good, other people didn't.
No.
One thing,
No.
Steve and I spoke
wasn't
about
terrible.
this. Chocolate in the US tastes so different than over here, and it's because of the sugar we have. We put cane sugar in our chocolate, and it actually and more cocoa. And I think you guys put corn sugar?
High fructose corn
syrup.
You can
Hey,
actually
yes.
you can get chocolate here with pure cane sugar still. You just got to search for it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we went
the
to-
crap that you buy at Walmart is that high fructose corn syrup.
Was
garbage.
Yeah, I
it
mean, the big-
Baltimore Mike? Like on Saturday we went to Baltimore Mike's stand, and he's like, hey, do you want a drink? Do you want to drink a Coke? And I'm like, nah, the Coke tastes terrible here because of the sugar thing. And he's like, no, I've got the Mexican Coke.
Mexican
And he
Coke,
goes-
yes.
And I'm like,
Yep.
yes. And it was
Yeah.
so good.
it's so yeah.
good.
Mexican Coke is so much better than the junk we get here. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
generally
totally
in
agree.
America, we put too much sugar in our craps. You go to Europe or any other place in the world and try their candies or cookies, they're not going to be as sweet. Over here, like
That's
hits you in
true.
the face and turns you instantly 150 pounds heavier.
Mm.
So,
Oh, so
and it's all the crap they put
Yeah.
in our food.
So I weighed myself. This is funny. I weighed
Boy.
myself
Oh,
before I left for Hamvention.
Talk in
'Cause I
kilos so that nobody knows what
Ki-
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Kilos, yes. I won't say how many kilos. I weighed myself because I thought I'm going to be eating so bad when I go
Uh-huh,
over there. And I
yeah.
come back and I weigh 1.7 kilos lighter than actually when I left.
That's not the
Oh,
American way,
wow.
Hayden.
You
if you wanna
dehydrated
lose
on the
weight, don't
airplane.
I am
guys.
telling you. I tell my wife this every year. Hamfests are healthy because you walk
Yeah.
10 to 12,000 steps every day.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
No,
I'm
no.
telling you right now. You go to Hamfest, you lose weight.
But
yes.
wait a minute. On Saturday, I'm going to tell this story again. Saturday,
Oh, here we go.
Hayden gets in line for pizza, and he goes, "That's really good pizza. I'm going to get another slice." So he got another slice. Then they brought up pepperoni, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to get another slice." So then I come back. Hayden and I split on Saturday. I come back 6 hours later, and I find him in the pizza line, and another slice of pizza. I'm like,
Hey, it was good cheap pizza. What can I say? But yeah, if you want to lose weight, then go over there.
Do you guys have good pizza down there?
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think of deep dish? Because you never texted me back to really give me the sit rep, so I don't think you liked it.
Deep dish was a bit different because I didn't expect it to come out like a quiche.
Yeah.
It was like a pie.
Quiche.
Almost. It wasn't really it wasn't the pizza that I expected. It tastes great. It was very tomatoey though.
Yeah,
It's
very like tomatoey. Lasagna.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was good, but it wasn't what I would have expected as pizza, if you know what I mean. Like I had the pepperoni, pizza, and that was a pizza that you would expect from somewhere else. But
there's always a big debate between Chicago deep dish and New York style pizza, and my answer is number one, New York. Number two, it's really kind of not the same thing. It's almost like comparing like a McDonald's hamburger to an actual hamburger.
I'd agree
like
with
Chick-fil-A.
that, Jason.
There's just
Chicago number one. But the other thing I agree with.
Lou Malnati's in Chicago is very good. I used to work for a company
that's where we went.
Yeah. I used to work for a company based in Chicago, and they would send us frozen Lou Malnati's every year for Christmas, and we'd go up there and get it fresh as well. It's good. It's good. I like it. But if I had to choose one, I would choose the New York style. But
it was definitely fresh. But I'm used to the New York. I expected the New York style to come out. It tasted fantastic, and the portions that you get are massive. Like they're huge. And one thing, we were at Texas Roadhouse, and I got a beer and I had a Coke as well, and I'm drinking the Coke, and there's still half a glass left. And then the waitress just brings out another glass, and I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And she's like, "There's your refill." And I'm like, but I didn't pay for it. And then Frank's with us, and Frank's like, "No, you get that for free. You get refills for free." And then Abe's sitting there, he's like, "That's why Americans are so fat." I'm like,
so I ate dinner with him. I seen him down about 14 gallons of sweet tea at dinner one night.
Who?
Abe. He was high on sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
Yeah, you get sodas and tea and usually coffee. Most places you get those refilled for free.
Yeah,
it's probably going to be debatable though, but the best food I had in America was Chick-fil-A.
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
So much so we went and got the sauce. The only thing is I still have a problem with you calling them chicken sandwiches because they're on a bun. We call them chicken burgers, but anyway, it tastes great.
You use kilos. So
we went out our way to to take Hayden from
the
Chick-fil-A.
worst was Outback Steakhouse. That was the worst. Just by the way.
What? No rules.
What was wrong with Outback?
Foster's. That was the problem, wasn't it?
Yes,
what did you think of that? It tasted
the Australian beer that nobody in Australia drinks.
No,
it tasted like light beer in America, which is terrible.
We shipped it over there so that we wouldn't have to drink it anymore.
So that you wouldn't have to drink it. Is that actually made in Australia?
No,
because it's like what is it?
Probably
the
made
new
by Coors.
There's a I can't remember the name of it right now, but there's a beer here that they say is made in like New Holland or something, and they're like, that's not made over here.
No,
it's American
Heineken?
beer. That's
the
Heineken. Yes,
yeah.
Heineken. Heineken's not. Heineken's a U.S. beer, but I mean they might have a version. It's like Guinness. Guinness here is totally different than in Ireland.
Heineken is made by Miller. I'm almost positive.
No, Heineken is brewed through Budweiser or Anheuser-Busch. Yeah.
But they used to market it as a Holland beer, and I'm like, and I asked a guy from Holland one time. He's like, we don't have that crap over there. I was like, that doesn't surprise me.
It's written on the can, Jason. So Foster's,
I know it.
It says founded in Australia, brewed in the USA.
Oh,
And when the waitress
Yeah.
come round, the waitress is taking our order, and Tio's like, "Oh, my friend here's from Tasmania," and I'm like, "I'm the most authentic thing in your restaurant."
Yes, you are.
And she laughed, and she's like, "Yeah, I agree."
Yeah, I agree. Oh my God. That's freaking. I can tell. Well, okay. If you want to go to a steakhouse, I can name about a half a dozen places that are just local to me that are better than Outback. So.
Yeah.
If you go to Texas is great. Texas
if you go to a local steakhouse, you're going to get way better quality than.
But I would like, I like the stuff that, like, even I'll keep it close to home. There's a Boston, Sam Adams. There's a brewery called Sam Adams in Boston. If you go to Boston and order a Sam Adams Boston lager, it is different there than it is anywhere else in the country. So I'm always suspect of beers that claim they're like, German beer or
well,
English
a lot of that comes from how when they ship it, it loses something in the shipping.
Right.
Guinness has to come across the pond, and somewhere in that trip, it just
no.
I've been to the formula is different.
No, it's brewed in America, and it's different ingredients. It's different hops.
Hops
in Idaho are different than hops in Europe.
Right.
All of that stuff is brewed in America. It is not shipped over.
Yeah, and I've been told that the Boston lager from Sam Adams is a different formula completely in Boston than it is here. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I've been told that before. What's up, Joe Brett? You in the car?
What's up, folks?
I've never seen Joe Brett without earphones on.
I know it. Yeah, kind of strange.
At a 5-0.
Oh, Joe Brett.
Like without a hat.
Are you on the beat at the moment?
Yeah, is Joe Brett in the ISS capsule that has all those windows?
That's
pretty close. Pretty close. I'm in Huntsville waiting for all you to get here for the Hempfest.
Mate, you're about 3 months.
I'll be there soon.
A couple months early, buddy.
Very soon.
You got to get in on it early.
Yeah. Well, Hayden, book a flight tomorrow. It'll take you that long to get here.
Jeepers. How far is it from Dallas? That's probably the closest, isn't it?
It's a 10-hour drive. It's like a 90-minute flight to Huntsville.
Yeah. If you're going to come to Huntsville, you want to fly into Nashville or Birmingham.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of direct flights, not doing a million of them.
Atlanta.
No. So the international airports that are accessible are San Francisco, LA, Chicago, Dallas, and New York. The New York return flight is like 19 hours.
Oh.
It's like the second longest direct flight in the
Probably
world.
Chicago then, because you should be able to get a direct flight to Nashville or Huntsville from there. You're going to change planes. Yeah.
Let me just go talk to my bank manager. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My wallet.
Approved.
That's funny.
All right, fellas, I got to run.
All right, man.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah. We've been
Good to see you, Steve.
had a good Joe Brett
same
shows
here,
up
Joe
and
Brett.
Steve leaves. So
Gotta keep it
Joe
balanced.
Brett, what are you doing in Huntsville?
Every year every year that I have a child graduate school, we give them an option of having a senior trip. Or like my oldest boy, he's like, I don't want to go nowhere. I just want your money. So we just gave him money. But
Smart kid.
this year, the graduating child wanted to come to Huntsville, see all the museums, Space Center, stuff like that. So I was
Is
like,
there a
okay.
limit on how far they can go? What about if someone says I want to go to Europe or something?
Well, that's up to the financial banker, you know. You know what I mean? The financial advisor. It's all up to her.
right.
You can go to Europe, but you ain't going to college, boy.
Oh gosh. Good.
I'll take that deal. Go to Europe, don't go to
Yeah.
college.
Hayden,
they don't
Hayden
know
says
that.
he just graduated. He needs you to fly him to Huntsville, Joe Brett.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
They don't know yet that the part of the itinerary has got a gigaparts stop before we go home. So
Oh yeah.
Hey, pick me up some Sundrop while you're there.
they got it here.
Yeah, they got it here.
Yeah,
Thought
that's
you
how it
always
is.
had to go-
Sunrop in Alabama.
Yeah. That's
I
where
thought you always
What?
had to get it in Tennessee.
That's
How
bull
many-
crappy. Yeah, go ahead.
How many of you got one of these?
I didn't get one of those. I am
didn't get one of
disappointed that
these?
Jason's always given me stuff from Gigaparts, and he didn't give me one of those. So I'm
Ask
gonna
for
have
one
to...
of these, Joe Brett, when you go to Gigaparts, all right?
Right.
What is
I
it?
got
I'll ask.
Hayden?
I- I got one of these cases, and then I decided, well, I need a rig expert, so I went and bought one to put in the case.
There you go. Hey, that's marketing genius right there.
Hey, remember? I don't know if you and I were there at the Gigaparts. We went over there and we were talking to Steve, and
Steve Muller, yeah.
And I heard that they were giving away Mike told you, hey, they're giving away the Rig Expert pouch. So I went over and I was talking to Steve and making small talk, and I was just like, hey, we're here for the pouch.
Yeah.
I did get the Yaesu fan. Did
you get the fan? Yeah.
Yeah, we're here for the pouch.
Yeah.
That means
like,
I'm going to guess
like,
that.
Oh, okay. And then goes behind the thing and then comes out with a couple and it's just like, there you go, like that.
Yeah. And he goes, oh, they're behind the counters. I just went back there and started grabbing stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're here for the pouch. I wonder if that means something different in Australia.
No. Same thing.
Same thing. Okay. All right. That's all the kangaroos down there. I didn't know.
Joe Brett, what are you getting at Gigaparts while you're there?
Just actually going. I get to thinking every time I come to Huntsville, I've never been in the store, so why not just stop by and look? I don't have any. I may find something I like. But...
Buy an FTM 500 and let us know what you think.
Right?
Yeah. I did a tour. I did a tour of that.
Like
That's right. I did a tour of that store the first time I went there, Joe Brett, and put that on my channel. And it did that video.
I do watch, Jason. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That video did very well. So I suggest you do that since you're there. Word of advice. There you go. From one channel
I have to do something different. I have to go in and just try to act like I own the place and just walk through doors and.
You can
carry out.
You could try that, I guess, but
you can record
it. Make sure you have some cool sunglasses on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just walk in.
And that way you walk in there like you own it.
Just walk in and just walk out the back and just be like, I heard the fans are out the back, and then just walk out with a pile of stuff.
If you wear like a Smoking Ape T-shirt or something, they'll think you're important and just let you do whatever.
Smoking
right?
Ape T-shirt. Yeah.
I'm an internet celebrity.
I brought my own T-shirt. I'll hand out my cards, and when they approach me,
good.
Like you don't know.
Wear sunglasses and just go in the doors and go. Do you know who I am?
I'm YVY.
Yeah, Joe Brett, your recent video, I ended up buying this thing.
If you don't know who I am, there's a problem.
That thing's pretty neat.
This thing's awesome.
It's handy. I've used it several times.
This is the ultimate precision screwdriver kit.
They haven't sent me one. I better get onto them about that.
It has like everything.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah, those kits are great.
Holy cow.
And
120 different bits.
And the screwdriver is electric.
Really?
It's got a little
battery,
tiny electric screwdriver, USB-C charge.
USB-C charging. That's right. Unlike radios, the cheap screwdriver has USB-C.
Is that like? Has it got like
link to get your own and stuff? K5YVY.
Oh, yeah, it's got everything.
Or FEP Labs radio, son. Just saying.
I'm gonna have to hit up Kaiweets now.
I'm gonna go order one right now, Joe Brett.
Wow.
I saw that video come across my feed, but I hadn't watched it yet. Boy,
make sure you use our affiliate codes, though, Jason. Make sure you stack them.
I'm going to use Joe Brett's affiliate code. But
hey guys,
Scott just showed it to you. How are you using Joe?
All right, Jason. Thanks for joining, man.
See you, Jason.
Yep.
Jason,
see you guys
later.
So you're buying using Joe Brett's code, but Scott was the one that just showed it to you.
Well, no, I don't have a code. Joe Brett's got a code.
Oh,
he just said he bought it through Joe Brett's code.
And T.O., who said he watches your videos, he did a video on that first, if I recall right.
First.
Certainly before Joe Brett or me.
Jim, you're being biased. Hush.
I'm just saying T.O. was in here earlier just sucking up hard. I watch your videos, Jason.
Yeah, it's true. He did say that. No. I watched most of T.O.'s videos.
I haven't figured out what the curved bits are in that kit, though. I don't know what you would use that for.
For cleaning your teeth.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like, a curved flathead.
Oh, those are for opening up the panels on if you're doing cell phone repair. Because it also comes this little tiny magnetic cell phone screw thing.
Yep, that thing is handy.
So
the little metal bit that's curved.
I would think
it's curved places. Come on, Joe Brett, use your noggin.
Yeah,
probably something to pop open a thing on your phone or something.
Well, they also have bits in there that I think they just run out of things to make bits out of, because they even got some that looks like little the pointed ones. They got
You know what those are for?
Nothing but a point.
I can tell you
No,
what
I
those are
don't.
useful for. They're useful for putting soldering paste on a SMD.
Oh,
They work
okay.
great for that.
There's bits in there to make bits.
Yeah,
There you go.
bits
You
for
can build
bits, making bits.
You can make an entire new screwdriver set using all the
Yeah.
bits that are in there.
There's bacon
making
bits.
more
There's
sense
little
now.
bits. There's crouton bits.
Night. No.
That is so wrong.
That is a cool.
But somebody
screwdriver set.
posted.
I have one of those,
Yeah.
but it was made by the people that do the reviews on how.
I fix it.
Yeah, I fix it. Yeah, I got.
I
one of
got
those.
their.
I
My
fixed
wife
it.
had gotten me their kit 3 years ago, but Kai
I'm
would
sure-
send me that. I was like,
got
hell
one
yes,
of-
I'll take more tools.
It's like quarter of the size as far as the amount of bits in the iFixit one. I've got that
Yeah,
too,
yeah, but
this
I mean,
one's
my
right.
iFixit one is like 10 years old too, so I need to probably buy that one and put it in my. You know what, Jason? I need to buy it and put it in my little.
Have you done a video on that yet?
Yeah, it's
Since more?
yeah, it's no. Well, I have, but I'm editing it right now.
Okay.
So
I'm waiting for you.
I know. Well,
I'm waiting for you.
Well, Kyle, I've got
So-
I've got a code on my channel, so you know.
I've
Oh.
got one too.
can I get it like half on Jim's and half on Joe Brett's? Is that? How about this?
Click on Jim's first, and then click back and click on mine.
That
and then
seems
order.
kind of sketchy.
All codes, all codes during the happy hour have to be come through my channel. Okay, you guys all sign the agreement. you
What?
know,
Hey, why
so-
don't I buy
agreement.
it? Why don't I buy it through one of your channels and then you guys can figure it out on the back end who gets what?
right, right.
It's all right to post
Uh,
my code in the chat, right, Jason?
No, it's not.
It didn't know.
No, it's not. No, it's not. But
Mike said
Mm.
you can get that same kit from the Snap-on truck for $14K.
Oh yeah.
it's 14. I bet you can. I'm actually posting Joe. That's Joe Brett's code in the chat. That's not mine. That's Joe Brett's. So
That's
there
an
it is.
Amazon
Make
one.
payments on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't have direct Kaiweets codes. Oh,
Oh, and if you order it now, you get a 30% off coupon.
There's a 30%
Oh,
off coupon on
sweet.
Amazon right now.
Yeah.
It's 15% off on Kaiweets or whatever, however you say that.
Joe
It's
Brett, you
30%
better go
off on
into.
Amazon.
You're going to be able to go into Gigaparts now and buy whatever you like because there's going to be so
Right.
many people buying
yeah.
stuff.
Absolutely.
Suck it, Jim. I'll get my own 7610.
I'll get you yet. I'll get you. Joe Brett wants to buy my 7610, which I'm trying to sell, and he's lowballing me like less than half. I'm like, no, Joe, I like you, but I
I'm
don't
not-
like you like that.
It's not lowballing when I'm offering you every dollar in my wallet, man.
That's lowballing. This ain't Sunday school, and it ain't the widow's too late.
It ain't
It's
my
like, no,
problem
it's-
that my wallet's a little thin, but
Son,
Yeah,
I got
Jim-
bills. I got to pay for a 6600 that's coming.
Jim's stepping into the Flex Radio world with us. It's gonna be a wild ride, man.
We're gonna do
I've
a
had the 63 for a while. A couple.
Oh, that's
3 months
right.
ago.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
got
yeah.
okay. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
so on is it the 8th or the 1st? I can't remember when my
I think it's the
stream is.
8th.
Yeah,
I think
the
it's
8th. We're gonna do
The
a stream
first.
with. Is it?
It's the first.
All
Is
right.
it? Okay.
Yes.
I can't remember.
So that's this week.
Yeah, this
It's the
Thursday, I
first-
guess.
first
Okay,
to
then
the
that's
8th.
the first.
Yeah, because it's on a Thursday right after or before Coffee and Ham Radio. I can't remember which.
Yeah, it's after Cock and Ham Radio. That
After what?
All right.
Ask Figure
PG
said
guys.
what?
PG guys.
Is that a new show?
that's we're gonna do some
That's
Flex
stand-up,
Radio
right?
stuff. Everyone that has a Flex Radio, Jim,
Thanks, T-Ray.
Jason,
Oh,
everyone who's got a Flex Radio is invited. I don't. Sean, do you have a Flex Radio?
Who?
What Ham Radio for non-techies? Steve.
Scott.
Sorry,
Scott.
Scott.
you're
Scott.
doing well today.
It's
Scott.
an S name. Keep
Hot
going,
for Ham
Scott.
Radio, Sean.
Sean.
Do you have a Flex Radio?
Only if I hold my radio and flex my muscles.
Okay. Sorry,
I don't
Scott.
have one
I
yet.
was blanking there.
No, I'm actually saving up. I want to get the Elecraft K4 HD.
Whew.
That's a nice radio.
Nice freaking radio.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
like that.
Nice radio.
It's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
What's Joe Brett offered you on your 7610, Jim? Because I might just might outbid him.
Won't be hard.
It was. He said I got 1200. I'm like, keep walking.
1200.
1200.
1,200. I'll
I
let
mean,
you.
you
I'll let
can't-
you look at the power supply that I got plugged into it for that.
That wouldn't even pay for your FTM 500, right?
It wouldn't. Yeah, no, not even.
I figured the
All right.
man just got a new flex. He, it was just rubbish to him.
Yeah.
Figured
Well,
it'd be in the flea
it is
market.
getting dusty because it ain't been used since I got the
See?
6300.
See?
Well, 1,200 US is almost like 1,900 Australian.
Right?
Yeah.
Almost.
You're getting
You're
close.
gonna, yeah.
All right,
No,
here's a good question.
US dollars.
This is what's the cheapest headphones for a Yaesu FT 991A? I would say just go to Amazon and get a 991A. I assume has a 3.5 millimeter plug. I'm not sure.
It does.
But
I think.
I would say go to Amazon and get anything with the same size plug.
What are those Sony ones? The good ones that the noise cancelling ones. I can't remember what they were. They're like $30, and they're pretty
Oh,
good.
Okay.
I
I've
think
used-
Some
there's-
of my favorite ones that you can't really find much anymore is those Yamaha CM500s. Those were great.
I have.
Comfortable.
They're expensive, but I have the Sony XM. Was it XM4? 1000 XM4s, the noise cancelling ones. Those things are amazing. Like, I was on the flight back, and I couldn't even hear the kid crying behind me in the row behind me, which
Nice.
I have a
which
set
was
of
Well, that's worth
Sony
amazing.
MDR 600s. I think I bought these from Circuit City in 1999.
Circuit City.
Wow.
Yeah, son, these are old Sony's.
Wow.
I just don't
Stop
like
off
wearing
at cons
headphones a lot.
afterwards.
Do what?
You stop off at cons afterwards, pick up some appliances.
Cons.
Right.
What
Circuit
what
City,
headphones
man.
are you wearing right now, Hayden?
Oh, these are just some cheap Yamaha ones, I think. No, Philips ones.
Philips.
Yeah.
There you go.
But the Sony ones that I've got upstairs, they're Bluetooth as well, so you can hook them up to radios that have Bluetooth.
The CM500s are still available on Amazon for about 90, well, between $60 and $90, depending on who you buy them from.
Okay.
Well, there it is.
I just don't like using headphones on live streams.
Yeah, well, he was
AirPods.
asking about for the radio, but yeah, no, I'm with you on there. So,
Jim, I'm gonna have to admit something to you. I really am hoping Gigaparts has got some of those little earbuds like you wear that you can't hardly see. I will pick some of those up because I want something a little different.
I will send you the link. I got these off of Amazon. They're less than $20.
Okay.
I was going to drop $300 or
There
$400 for some fenders, and I read several reviews that said these don't suck. And for $20, I'll give it a shot.
you go. Yeah, send that
You
on.
need to get some good in-ear monitors like the musicians wear.
Yeah, that's
Molded
what I'm
to your
saying. I was
ear.
going to buy the Fender ones. They're like $300 a set. These are MEE6 or something like that. MEE.
Are the Heil ones good? The like the contesting ones that you have on your head with the little earpiece.
Yeah, I
Pro-
have the
Pro
Pro
7?
6 Pro Set 6,
Hmm.
and the only complaint that I have with those is that they rub the top of my ears, and my ears get
A boo
like
boo.
burn marks. Yeah, they like burn.
You don't like your ears being rubbed?
Well, I do by some people, but not
not by Bob Heil, no.
not by Bob. Heil,
With his
maybe
purple
maybe a
shirt.
young Bob Heil in his purple outfit, but not an old Bob.
I have the Pro 7. I bought the Pro 7 with the Yaesu mic because that fits into the Flex Maestro. So now I can use, and I've used it with the Flex Maestro several times, but it'll fit my FTDX10 also, obviously. So I really like those. Those are very noise canceling. I've had zero issues with those. I don't use them very often, but when I do, very, very good headset. Those aren't cheap though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you can go bad with Heil, but the other big one is Radio Sport, right? Those are the two big testing.
Yes. Now, the Radio Sport guy, I interviewed him at Hamcation like 3 years ago. He used to make, and maybe he still does, headsets for helicopters. And he took that design and made it into a ham radio headset. And you know that helicopter pilots need noise-canceling headsets. So those things are very, very well made. So I was always impressed by those. I was going to get a set of them, and I just never did, but... yeah, those Radio Sport headsets are nice.
I think I paid like $250 for the headset I had when I was flying for Channel 13 down here.
I had the Bose headset when I was still actively flying Those are running $9.99.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
They were $1,000 for a set of Bose noise canceling aviation headsets.
Goodness.
But damn, you couldn't hear nothing except the radio. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. For that much, I certainly hope so. But yeah.
And, and they made my ears feel good. They didn't rub them raw like Kyle's. They were.
Yeah. I don't know what. So it's just after contesting for 12 hours, like just anything that is touching your ears, and you wouldn't believe how your ears move whenever you talk. You don't know it, but they do, and it just rubs and rubs. Yeah. See, I'm seeing yours move.
Hey, you're right.
Hayden's testing that right now.
Yeah.
That's what I like about those Yamahas. They're real light, but they're oversized. So.
Yeah. Yep. Those are good. Guys, I think I'm going to shut it down. We've been going about 90 minutes, and I appreciate everyone joining today, and I hope everyone has a good holiday tomorrow. Sleep in if you can. Take your wife to breakfast if you can. Although I hate doing that on holidays because everybody else does that too. But
I cook the old lady breakfast on weekends.
Well, there you go. You know, I wouldn't call my wife an old lady, but hey,
she ain't here.
More power
Did you
to
see
you.
her?
Buddy. No, I didn't.
She's great. She's wearing the chroma key. She walks back and forth, and you don't.
She doesn't watch my channel, so it's probably you're probably fine.
Thank God.
So, okay, real quick. What's coming up next on your channel? I'm going to start at the top and go to the bottom. Hayden, go.
I'm going to do a Hamvention haul, what I ended up getting, which is all over in the background there. I've also got a couple more videos, some interviews from Hamvention. So, yeah, that's coming up in the next couple of days.
Awesome. I'm going to do my interviews from Hamvention as well. Scott, what's next on your channel?
Well, I've been talking about doing an antenna build, and I've been trying to get the space downstairs reclaimed after all the stuff that's been going on the past couple of months, and that'll be coming up here pretty soon. It should be a lot of fun. I enjoy building antennas, so I'll be in my wheelhouse there.
Awesome, cool. Ryan wants to know if it's a Tim Tam antenna. That would be cool.
Wheeled antenna.
Yeah,
it might be.
Yeah. Kat, do you have anything coming up on your channel?
Not anytime soon.
Okay. All right.
When I start working on stuff, then I'll start putting stuff out.
Good luck to you. Kyle, what do you got going?
Wednesday, I am Whiskey One Alpha Whiskey /0 for volunteers on the air at 1 p.m. Central. So I will be live on Wednesday, and then Thursday we've got the Flex Radio thing with Mike Walker right after Coffee and Ham Radios at 8 p.m. Central. And then I just released a video. I'm getting into satellites. So I built a satellite rig last weekend after Hamvention, after watching Digital Rancher Rob do his magic. Mm-hmm. So I was going to do an ISS pass this weekend, but I was too drunk. So it failed.
No, that would have been fantastic.
That's honesty for you right there. So.
I know.
Right.
I was like, I saw the pass and I'm just like, I'm way too drunk to work a radio. So I'm back from camping and maybe I'll record a pass this week if it's in the works. But anyway, that's what's coming up.
All right. I thought the title of I put a comment on your video. I thought that title was excellently titled.
Thanks.
That video was excellently titled for the YouTube algorithm. That is a perfect title.
Yeah.
And I've got some satellite stuff I'm going to be doing upcoming also. I really liked that antenna that ACK brought. That antenna that Rob was using at Hamvention was Jason's antenna. And it was the elk version, not the
Arrow.
Yeah, so
Arrow, not the Arrow version.
Yeah, I've got the elk. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's when I've got some satellite stuff upcoming. I'm waiting for the R Finder Azel rotor to come out, which should be any day now. And that elk antenna, I think that's when I'm going to get. So I'll be interested. I'll be watching your channel for that, Kyle.
Yeah, very good. Thanks.
Cool. Jim, what's coming up for you?
Solder and surface mount components.
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Has it got a lot of bleeps in it?
No, thankfully, the microscope that I'm using doesn't record my voice. You just,
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Send me the video, Jim, and we'll sort it out.
Thank you.
Good deal. Joe Brett, what about you?
Well, I got a multimeter to do a little review on. I got to watch some other people's videos. Has already done something on it, so I can see what they might have missed. So I could,
and
do
get my code.
Good.
Yeah, and get your code. But other than that, I got to go back to my list. I keep forgetting I got a list of ideas. and try to work on some of that, some contesting stuff, whatever random things I can try to pull out of there.
Yeah. Cool. Well, hey, thank you to everybody. Thanks to T.O. and KM4ACK as well for joining tonight. The rest of you who didn't make it, sorry you couldn't make it, but hopefully next month. So we'll do another happy hour sometime in Kyle and I got to coordinate. We'll do it sometime in June with a trivia and a happy hour together like we normally do.
Yep.
So, but yeah, so 73 to all. Great to see everybody at Hamvention last weekend, and go out there and get recovered if you haven't done it yet already. So everybody wave goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay,
See you
thanks.
later.
Bye.